Hello there, it's Josh here with a video preview of the 3 p.m. at Newmarket on Thursday. I'm going to jump over to the blog quickly before I upload this video on this page, but my three pins in the 3 p.m. have landed on Quinault, Desert Cop and Ferrous. The price is there. When I looked, if I just move up to this blog post, you can find my free report there. This is a trends race. They've done quite well. They have helped me do quite well, I should say, since the start of Ascot in kind of 7-8 races I've looked at with this approach. We've had a couple of 25 to 1 winners, no, three 25 to 1 winners, although one was a 25p Rule 4 at Haydock last Saturday, but a couple of 25 to 1 winners at Royal Ascot, 66 to 1 place, 18 to 1 place, and a few others scattered around as well. So it's been a good little run with these big feature handicaps and this trends approach. Of course, it will all come crashing down at some point, but my betting bank in these races for kind of sensible stakes is looking rather healthy. Not races I go overly mad on. Betting wise, they are a bit of a minefield. They're a bit of fun, but yeah, I like attacking them and clearly have the ability to land on the odd nice priced winner over time. So my trends, which you can find in the report there, the 15 from 15 stats, pointed to a long list of 7: Quinault, Frankness, Eminency, Desert Cop, Animate, Dart 30, Ferrous. If those 15-15 stats hold up, and it's always an if, the winner will be within that lot. And I have ended up on 3 of them, so hopefully I've enhanced my chances on that score. But as always, we shall see. There's the trainer horses as well, so these horses represent trainers who have won the race previously: Roger Varian, Andrew Bording and Richard Fahey, and as always, horses representing previous winning trainers in a race are worth a second look. They're creatures of habit. They know what type of horse is required to win said race. The horse therefore may well have been aimed at the race, and so on. So yes, that's the trends. There's a few micro angles there for against my other trainer stats for other races on the day. I need to go through those and have a look, and I may update this blog post on Thursday morning. I'm recording this video at 8:20 on Wednesday evening. And yeah, my 3 there. As always, if I'm with these videos, if I'm not speaking quickly enough for you, do use the settings cog in the bottom right hand corner on YouTube, and you can increase the playback speed. Where do I want to start on this race? Let me touch on the pace map first. As always in these videos, I try and say something useful to help your own betting, or to help you frame a race, or to find your own selections. You don't have to follow me in, of course. You might think I'm talking nonsense. Let me just get rid of my face in the bottom right hand corner so you can see more of the screen. The pace map's one of the reasons for kind of siding with Quinault at what is around 6 to 1. It looks like he might get or be able to race prominently. I think he may well enjoy this stiffer finish, and his trainer certainly thinks he may enjoy this stiffer finish, as opposed to York last time, where he still got up and won in the shadows of the post. So the pace map's there. Will anything else press him? Well, Dart 30 is dropping in trips, so they might be aggressive. Animate can push the pace. Desert Cop, having travelled at Group 1 pace recently, may well find himself doing the same, but dropped into this handicap class. That may well see him, his own comfort cruising speed may well be near the front as well, which could be a positive on this near side. I've organised it so that number 1 is against this near side rail as you look across Newmarket. July course technically being a right-handed track, number 1 is drawn on the inside rail, which is the stand side as we're looking across, if you're watching on TV, or from track side, which I will be Friday, which I'm looking forward to that. Do say hello if you are going. So yeah, Dart 30 there. A few others may sit behind. And Quinault, yeah, nothing really pushing, drawn lower than Quinault on that side, although Washington Heights was up there as well. So we'll see how it plays out, but Quinault won't get an easy lead on the front. Hardly anything ever gets easy leads on the front in 16 runner 6 furlong handicaps, but should be able to be in the right place, and it generally pays to be prominent over this course and distance, certainly on decent ground. So yeah, that's the pace map. Can Quinault make all? Hopefully. Will Desert Cop overhaul him, given he's double the price? Hopefully. And if those 2 or a few more go too quick, will Ferrous get a more patient ride from Aidan Keeley? cut through the pack and overcome everything in front of him and pass everything in front of him and win at 25-1, which would obviously be nice as well. Desert Cop, as I say, knows how to win. Connections clearly rate and clearly think decent. They've pitched him into a Group 3 listed, then a Group 1 at Royal Ascot. Came second to Shaquille, who franked the form at Royal Ascot, winning a Group 1. Ascot, I've watched his last race, travelled well for quite a way, then got outpaced, stayed on, but not the first time he's run so-so at Ascot. We'll see what he does on this course. I thought the drop into a handicap was interesting. He hits the trends. Balding's won the race before, as I said, and his stats with first run in a handicap are worth noting. Plus 83 to £1 bets. You can note down. He's also 5 from 28 at both Newmarket courses. Harry Davis has been riding very well. Riding with confidence. He rides the Newmarket tracks well. Also, obviously, Oisin Murphy is suspended for this meeting, so Andrew Balding's jockey bookings are interesting, and it'll be, I don't necessarily know who has preference, but Harry Davis has won on frankness before, and you'd think they've put Harry on Desert Cop, and I'd like to think for good reason, but we will soon find out come 3 p.m. On Thursday. So yeah, that drop in class, handicap debut, some of the form looking decent, the trends, the trainer. Andrew Balding's in form, that's worth noting as well. You can see those stats there. And yeah, pretty good. So Desert Copper was a double figure price. I thought, could he outclass these? Possibly. But I wanted to see what he did on his first run in a handicap, which is always a drop down from Group 1 pace and Group 1 level. The other one was Quinault for the reasons stated. Well, I mentioned the pace map. Winning machine. It may well come to a run. That run may well come to an end in this race, I should say. I'll bring my face back down there. May well come to an end here, but I didn't see a reason to oppose him. It was a 21-runner race last time. He just got up in the shadows of the post. I think he'll appreciate this climb to the line. That race as yet may not be working out well, but none of the principals have run since. They do today. Washington Heights reopposes, but he's beat him a couple of times, and I'm going to bank on him doing it again. I don't think the handicappers quite necessarily got him, but this race will tell us more. Most of his races have been working out well. He races prominently. He's a trier. He knows how to win. Conor Planas knows him well and has been riding well, as you can see from his stats there. The one little niggle, I suppose, is Stuart Williams isn't in the best of form on paper. 1 from 44 last 30 days, 0-16 last 14. Whether there's a problem or not, I don't know. Percentage of rivals beaten figures have been similar. That might just be how it goes. Obviously, if he runs poorly, we might be able to assume there's a problem, a bug or something in the yard. But assuming he runs his race, which I will do at 6-1, he'll be up there. If he runs his race, he's going to be bang there and thereabouts, just whether something is now a bit better treated, or he's had enough on his trying to win 6 races in a row. But yeah, I thought he was worth siding with for those reasons, all touched on. And Ferrous, a bit of an outsider. Jack Shannon is in form, 3 from 14, 4 places. The jockey's been riding well, Aidan Keeley. I think it might be his first go on the horse. Let me just double check that. But he's been doing fairly well. Yeah, it is. The jockey's been doing well and has ridden, winner for Jack recently. And that £3 may help from a lightweight. Knows how to win. One is maiden over 6, which kind of makes you think 6 is okay. Looks versatile ground-wise, so you won't mind if they rain. If the rain comes and if they've overwatered, which isn't impossible. Ran him at Newmarket in this race here. He was a bit keen and weakened, and then he did that second time in the Class 2. Although decent form, Shaquille was third there. I think Washington Heights was ahead possibly. That race has clearly worked out well. It could be he doesn't stay 6 furlongs up a hill, and I'm getting 25-1 to find out. But it could be he was a bit too keen, a bit too buzzy, and raced a bit too close to the pace there, possibly. We are a couple months further down the line, and these 3-year-olds can develop at a rate during this time of year, so maybe he's strengthened up in his mind may well have improved again, who knows. He won at Goodwood, he clearly knows how to win. That was dropped down to a fast 5. He was under the pump a fair way out there, but ran on and won fairly comfortably under James Doyle. That race is working out well. They then stuck to 5 at Windsor, but he was rushed. Well, he was slowly away, which didn't help. He was kind of over from the start, but he was rushed off his feet. He was then never really in it. That was his first run in 30 or plus days. He now returns 12 days later, which may help. Back up to 6. It's yet to be proven whether or not he stays the trip, but it's still an unknown for me. He's worth going in the tracker because that Goodwood win to me suggested there may be more to come from a mark of 86, just £5 higher, posted an RPR 91. And yeah, so I think there could be a bit more to come. We'll see, but 25 to 1, 5 places might be worth a small, well, I've backed him, might be worth a small each way dabble. We shall see if that lightweight and what he does as they climb that hill. But hopefully he might outrun his odds. Like I said, hits the trends, trainer in form, so on. But he's worth going in the tracker because he's either got another strongly run 5 furlong handicap in him, or maybe a flatter 6 furlong, maybe when the rains come again, potentially, although he won on good to firm at Goodwood. So yeah, he's interesting for all those reasons stated, and they were the 3 for me. I should say all of them have a Racing Post rating kind of above their current mark, and a fairway to some degree, which is something I look for, especially if they're progressive, and that's certainly the case for Quinault. Just a flag as something you might use to help in your own punting, but looking at those progressive RPRs, 88, 95, 99 from their mark, can be useful. Yeah, with that said, I'm ticking around to 12 minutes. What else should I touch on? Yeah, those 3. I did flick through the others, of course. There's a few here racing, the Roger Varian, Tough Enough, Be Frank, who have nice profiles but aren't quite as battle hardened as some of these, but maybe they'll be the profiles to focus on. In general, this is a very competitive race on paper. Evidently, I might not have mentioned the winner. Eminency I thought would run okay. First time cheek piece is interesting. Has been beaten by Quinault twice. I wasn't 100% sure why I would overturn that form. I don't think there's enough of a swing at the weights, but I could be very wrong. Their cheek pieces might be transformative. I thought needed a bit more, but could be there or thereabouts, and I wouldn't necessarily put you off. But I just thought I didn't see a reason, even though double the price of Quinault, but I thought Quinault might have him held again if running his race, but we will see. Frankness is fancied as well. Also Trends, also Andrew Balding. I think Harry Davis may have had the choice or be put on, but that could be misleading. Was an eye catcher from Royal Ascot. Now back up again to 6 furlongs. I just wasn't sure on the draw and can fall out the stalls and be slowly away sometimes. And if she does that here, that could be game over because might have horses in front of her up that rail, or will need to come round the wing on the far side. Maybe that'll be the place to be. I don't know. Were she drawn lower or kind of next to Quinault or a bit closer, although she's not that far away from him in fairness, maybe more interesting. If she starts well and can track the pace or race a bit handier, could be very dangerous, but a 5 to 1 has been well found, and I prefer Quinault kind of around that kind of price. It's a game of opinions. I might be very wrong. I do think, given how Frankness run at Ascot, there has to be more wins in her from 95. I'm just hoping it's not here, and we'll see at what point she pops up. But yes, might be another one to know, and so on and so forth. And yes, I may well not have mentioned the winner. Do note trainers in form generally for today, for this card, for other meetings in the next few days. Andrew Balding, William Haggis, Roger Varian, Kevin Ryan, Jack Shannon, Henry Candy. Their horses in particular are going well. That's not to say others are out of form, of course, but their strings in terms of who's represented in this race are going particularly well. So they may be worth, their runners may be worth particular attention in the days ahead. What should I finish on? The Instant Expert. This is for all form Like I said, Gigi's clumps together the two Newmarket tracks, but Chajela looks okay. Question over the distance to prove, but unexposed might improve for it. Quinault ticks every box. Those two wins on the rolling mile. I don't think there'll be a problem with the July course. He's actually the only horse with won handicaps at Class 1 to Class 2 level, which is another reason why I kind of edged towards him at around 6-1. Big field, no problem for him either. So he is the standout in terms of handicapping, instant expert as well. On the win side, if I go place, there's a fair bit of green. Washington Heights, again, that's rolling mile. Eminency, Ferrous, rolling mile as well. So, there's a few of these tick those boxes of win and place in the ground and conditions. Ferrous, Eminency, Quinault, Washington Heights, Millstream not too bad, and a few who are racing in handicaps for the first time, and Desert Cop, who's unexposed, as stated. So you can obviously focus, pause the video, look at that screen if you wish. But with that said, I've just ticked past 15 minutes, which was the aim, and I think I've said enough there. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you're watching it on YouTube, post some comments. If you're watching it embedded within the blog post, if you've got any fancies, post some comments down before. If you think I'm talking nonsense, do shout. If you've got another fancy in this race, do shout. If you've got any fancies elsewhere on the Newmarket card or elsewhere on the day, do post below. We do like celebrating success, and we tend to avoid and ignore any losers. So don't be scared about putting your head above the parapet, and do post any selections or views down below. They are more than gratefully received. But yeah, with that said, enjoy the rest of your evening, the rest of your day, whenever you're watching this. Thanks for watching. Good luck with any bets. And this is Josh saying bye for now, and speak soon.